What's going on, Legionnaires, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub button and hit that notification bell. Make sure you're not missing any of the content that we have coming out. And for this video, we're going to be getting into King in Black, Wiccan and Hulkling, issue number 1. Now, the last time we saw Hulkling was really in the Empire event, and it was really focused around him because he is now the new Emperor of the Kree Skrull Empire. Now, with that being said, let's dive into this issue. Alright, so this one picks us up in the Outer Rim, a cry for help, a distress signal. Before the symbiotes came, the crew had put out a call for backup, but they were quickly overtaken by symbiotes because the god Knull, god of the symbiotes, is making his way through the galaxy, and he would permit no other god, master, or sovereign ruler in his universe. And this is where we pick up with Hulkling and Wiccan doing his kingly duties, and this is when he has his final appointment for the day. A representative of the Shi'ar Empire, Vice Chancellor Takeo. And the Vice Chancellor is here to offer these two kind of like a getaway. They have a planet that is literally an entire resort. The whole planet is a resort. And so to congratulate them on their wedding, they offer them this opportunity free of charge to go to Little Chandelar and just have a retreat, a honeymoon if you will. And of course, L'Oreal, our accuser, said that this is nothing more than a trap because their race, she sees them as great tacticians, and this is nothing more than a ploy to separate him from his security detail. And so she offers both the accuser and the couple, Wiccan and Emperor Hulkling, a stay at their resort. And so Wiccan, of course, you know, he's wanting to do this, and so they agree to go on it. And that's where it picks us up on Star Beaches. And they're enjoying their time with these little robots that are like little champagne carrying robots that fly around. And Wiccan is super amused by these things. And they're trying to enjoy their time. And this is when L'Oreal walks in with all the bags. So it's seeming like they haven't really been able to get any alone time, even here on their vacation. But they try to settle in a little bit to the vacation life. They go down to the beach, kind of strutting their stuff, kind of sunbathing, just enjoying their day. And this is when a shadow comes over them, and they see a giant symbiote freaking dragon over top of them. And it's just like, yep, time to get our clothes back on and head out. And they head to the front desk, and the front desk lets them know there's no real government here, there's no security, like there's nothing here really except for you guys. So unless your superpower's answering phones, like you're probably needed elsewhere, not here at the front desk. And so Emperor Hulkling and Wiccan all take off to go fight the symbiotes. And we see Wiccan and Hulkling making a fantastic team together as they just slice through all these symbiote dragons. Now, our accuser is out trying to find some kind of rescue, some kind of ship that can get them off planet. And this is when she sees one of their starships, and she goes to try to get on and maybe somebody can help her. Maybe this is like an evacuation team, only to see symbiotes come pouring out of it. And L'Oreal goes running, and they go chasing after her because they want to find the king. They want to find the Emperor Hulkling and take him out of commission, because as they see it, there is only one god, there is only one king, and it is Knull. And so after doing some battle, these two are trying to yet again get some private time, but this is when she gets a transmission sent in letting them know that they're going to deploy measures to be able to try to save them, but they're going to do it on the outside of the planet, so they need to find a way to get off planet and meet up with the armada that will pretty much save everybody. And so this whole story, you know, has really been about these two just trying to get some alone time, but realizing that this is not an option, because L'Oreal comes rushing in the room with symbiotes right on her tail. And we see a fight break out, and Hulkling gets stuck behind in a room full of symbiotes. And him standing there really with only one way out, to try to fight his way out. And this is when one of the champagne floating robots comes up and has freaking flamethrowers and starts blasting all of the symbiotes, only to reveal this is Talos's crew. That's how they knew to follow L'Oreal. That's how they knew to take out Emperor Hulkling, because they have all the memories of Talos and all of his crew. And this is where we see Wiccan come in, to try to save the day. And Wiccan, using his powers, creating essentially them into light beings that repels the symbiotes. And he uses his powers not only to do this, but also to free the entire crew. And so they get everybody on board, and they tell everybody on planet that they need to get in a ship and make their way off planet. And that's exactly what happens, and everybody jumps in ships and they break away. And Emperor Hulkling gets outside of his ship, sword bared to the sky, leading these people to freedom. And that's when we pick up 12 hours later. And essentially, he's just being commended for his efforts. You know, a lot of people were really worried about him being a leader, about his tactician abilities, about his decision making in general, but he is slowly winning over his entire council, all the people that were doubtful of him in the beginning, and he's becoming the true ruler that the universe needs him to be. And this is when L'Oreal finally is just like, alright, that's enough praising, everybody needs to get out. And L'Oreal tells them, I'm going to give you guys what you've been wanting, your alone time. And so she kicks everybody out and sends only the champagne drone in there, and finally Hulkling and Wiccan are getting some alone time that they much deserve. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Personally, I think it was a pretty wholesome issue. You know, it's just about two people that are trying to get alone time after they've been married, but haven't been able to because of bureaucracy, because of having to lead an entire army, an entire people, two nations essentially, while also trying to maintain peace within the universe. It's a lot to go on your plate, and relationships usually get thrown to the side when you're that preoccupied. But now our heroes are making their way towards Earth, and we can only imagine a Kree Skrull armada arriving to help clean up whatever mess is left over after our God of Light cleans up the mess. And that mess being the god symbiote Knull. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and until the next issue,